watch
How?
this?
How?
How?
How? How?
Ew,
How do you watch this?
Dude, I'm gonna pee my pants.
Hi, you're listening to How Do You Watch This, a movie review podcast where each week we recommend a movie in the genre we love and they don't. My name is Megan and I love romance.
My name is Demi and I love horror.
And this week, our common thread is one that I'm guessing, and I think it's England. No!
England's good though.
No,
I didn't know England was going to
confident.
be such a big point in this movie. So no, it was not that.
Wait, okay. Dude, I was so confident. I stopped thinking about it because I was so confident. At first, I was like, I said this last week, starts in one country, ends in another. And then, I was like, no, wait. The obvious one is England. Wait.
No.
Wait.
You want to take another guess?
Yeah, let me think.
Okay. Don't think that hard.
No, not a single thought is going through my head. I don't know. No, I'm so upset.
They're
Okay,
both distributed by Netflix.
Shut up. You're a butthole. Of course. That was so good.
I wish I knew that I didn't know the movie took place in England because I saw some tags and I read the description, but it didn't say anything about that. And if it was, I would have been like, oh, they both take place in the UK. But I did not know that until after I watched it.
Oh, man. Well,
I saw
that was a
Netflix
good
and I
one.
was like, wait a second.
You stumped me. Demi 1, Megan 0.
1-0.
Ugh.
I thought you would have. There were actually a few that I could have been. So I was like, I feel like Megan will pick some good ones, but I don't know if she'll actually pick what it is.
I kept thinking to myself how we both picked a Netflix movie and not at any point did I think that could be the theme.
Yeah,
So.
I was like, don't think too hard on it.
Yeah, clearly. So. Don't even think about what happens in the movies because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. But yeah,
Yes.
Our common thread is that they're both Netflix movies.
Yep.
The movie I watched was called Love at First Sight, which definitely should have been called Love at First Flight.
Thank you.
But it was based off a book. I thought it was a book, and you said no.
Yeah, because I didn't remember. I didn't know.
It's also called a little differently.
It's like the statistical probability of love at first sight or something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I can understand shortening the name. But
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know until I was doing my research. And I don't think I can confidently say I did not read the book. Don't know why I said I don't know if I read it. I did not read that book. I'll put it on my list since I did enjoy the movie. Yeah. I'm curious if you like the movie. I want to know your thoughts on it, as I say every single week. So without further ado, tell me them.
Okay. Well, so the movie is a rom-com. The director is Vanessa Caswell, and it was released 2023. So I didn't hate it.
Shining recommendation by Demi.
It was fine.
Oh my God.
It was fine.
I can't stand you. Is it because it had sad elements that it really brought it
No,
down?
actually, that made it more interesting.
Okay.
I didn't like the couple. I didn't. I made a joke because Brett watched some of it with me, and the main actor or the main character, Oliver, I was like, yeah, they're supposed to be 22. And Brett's like, that man, he's 30. There's no way. He actually was 32 when they recorded. I was like, he looks old as shit. I don't want to trash the actor too much, but and Oliver's not that bad of a character. I have things I didn't like. I think personally, I would definitely not fall in love with this man, but I don't think he's a bad character.
No. I mean, I think anytime age comes into play, you just have to, they always up age the actors. They make, which is really annoying to be a young person watching a movie because the high schoolers are always in their 20s. The people in their 20s are in their 30s.
And some people just pull off looking younger than others.
Yes. Yeah.
This man did not look early 20s at all. So, yeah, I mean, I'll jump into the summary. There's a lot actually happens in the movie. So,
yes.
Okay. So, at the beginning, it starts at the JFK airport. The narrator, who is Fate, technically, I guess.
Yes.
She is played by Jamil.
Yes.
Yeah, and you might know her from The Good Place.
Yes.
She,
Did you watch that?
No. I don't watch any shows you watch, Megan.
I
should know that.
No, you're the worst.
There's maybe 2 or 3 shows that we cross watch.
Yeah, seriously.
Um,
Speaking of shows we cross watch, we started and have been actively watching Fallout.
Oh, yes.
So good.
It's so good. Brian and I
And
finished it a little bit ago, but
Okay, yes. Ella Purnell, her eyeballs are gigantic.
I watched her in Yellow Jacket. I don't know if you watched that show.
No.
But she was in that, and I was like, why does she look
I
like a fucking
literally-
cartoon character?
Yes, I Googled, I thought they CGI made her eyes bigger.
That's what my aunt thought too.
I was like, there's no way. But
Like,
those
have you
are her
seen the,
real eyes.
The movie Alita Battle Angel or whatever. It's based on an anime, but they CGI'd the actress's eyes to look bigger.
Oh, yes. Okay, I remember.
and I was
hearing
like,
about
dude,
that.
this chick's right here.
Exactly. You've got big eyes.
You got her.
What are you doing?
But no, I love this show. It was
Yeah.
so good. It's so good.
Really good. I'm enjoying it.
That's good. No, I
Okay,
think
sorry.
it's great.
Back to your.
Anyway, so Fate introduces one of the main characters, 20-year-old Hadley Sullivan, played by Haley Lou Richardson. I did not recognize her from anything else, but it seems like she's been in a few little rom-coms here and there.
Yes.
She's an American student who just misses her flight to London and is rebooked onto the next flight. At the charging station, Hadley meets British 22-year-old Yale student Oliver Jones, played by Ben Hardy, who lends her his charger. The two hit it off and eat dinner together at the food court. Hadley explains that she's flying to London for her dad, Andrew's second wedding, which is played by Rob Delaney. And I was like, where do I know this man? Why is he so familiar? He plays Peter in Deadpool 2.
That's where he's from.
I was like, why is he so familiar? Yeah, so he's Peter.
Oh my God, I'm obsessed with that. Okay.
Love it. I love it.
Incredible.
And she is still a little upset about his decision to remarry after divorcing her mom just a few years ago. Oliver reveals he is a math geek and is conducting a not specified research project. Hadley assumes that he's also going to a wedding after noticing he's carrying some formal attire in a bag, but Oliver doesn't confirm nor deny anything.
Mm-hmm.
After boarding, Hadley and Oliver part, but Oliver discovers his seatbelt's broken and he is moved to the seat next to Hadley. They spend the flight falling in love, according to fate, even though the movie's called Love at First Sight. After landing, Oliver puts his phone number into Hadley so she can text him.
Into Hadley. Sorry, into Hadley.
Into Hadley, sorry. Hadley's phone,
Sorry.
You're right.
I'm sorry. I was just thinking of a way to make that, but you can't really make that into a joke. So
He writes the number in, but doesn't save it. And it dies after falling and cracking onto the floor. So she loses the number. Really dumb. With no way to find him, Hadley goes to the wedding, arriving right before it starts. Even though she's still struggling with her father's decision to remarry, Hadley is struck by his fiancée Charlotte's kindness and consideration. And she's so pretty. Oh my God, I was obsessed with her dress.
Yes, I know.
After the ceremony, Hadley overhears family friends telling Charlotte that they'll be leaving early to attend a memorial service. After hearing some of the details, Hadley quickly realizes that Oliver has actually come to London to attend his mother's memorial, not a wedding. Hadley spontaneously decides to go to the memorial as the wedding reception doesn't start for 4 hours, which is a very long time.
Yeah, that's an insane amount of time
I was
between.
like, what are y'all doing before?
Right. Right. Go ahead.
Meanwhile, Oliver's brother, Luther, picks him up at the airport and they head to a Shakespeare-themed memorial. There, he reunites with his father, Val, and his still-living mother, Tessa, who is dying of terminal lung cancer and has decided to attend her own memorial. It is at this point where I would have turned the movie off if I wasn't forced to watch it because the thought of watching a memorial service for someone still alive is somehow more upsetting.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I was like, no.
Yeah, it was really bad. I cried multiple times.
Oliver tells his mother that he's unhappy she decided to not undergo treatment, but Tessa points out that even with treatment, she'll still die, and she'd rather do so feeling like herself, which is very valid. Hadley successfully finds the memorial service where she meets Oliver's family and eventually finds Oliver. Oliver is happy to see Hadley and tries to downplay how he feels about his mother's death. when Hadley presses him to be honest and not use statistics to rationalize the situation, which is really annoying, Oliver lashes out and basically says, why would he spill so much to a girl he just met on a plane? Which is kind of valid, but she was just being nice. After Hadley leaves, Oliver delivers Tessa's eulogy. In it, he confesses that he's attempted to measure his life in numbers to help make sense of the world, but he cannot reduce his mother's presence to just simple statistics. So he's learning his lesson and expressing himself. Hadley, meanwhile, realizes she forgot her backpack at the memorial and attempts to return to the wedding reception on foot, but gets lost. She borrows a phone and calls her dad, who comes to get her with Charlotte. Andrew, her father, commends Hadley for taking a chance to go see Oliver and provides her with some closure over her feelings about his divorce with her mother. Andrew and Charlotte both apologize at their excitement to involve Hadley in the wedding, unintentionally put pressure on her, and they all go to the reception together. Following the memorial, Oliver's family teases him about Hadley, but Oliver insists that there's no point in trying to pursue a relationship because of the low percentage of long distance relationships actually working out. So within Hadley's backpack that they have, the family find the wedding invite with the location of the reception, and they convince Oliver to go see her. Oliver tracks Hadley down at the reception and admits his three greatest fears, which are germs, the dark, and surprises due to his mother's cancer diagnosis. They kiss, and Hadley asks Oliver what it is he's researching, and he reveals it's the statistical probability of love at first sight. The narrator, or fate, reveals that they will stay together for the rest of their lives, be married for 58 years, and have a daughter. And they also make love 5,787 times, which Brett and I did the math because we thought it was so funny.
Okay.
It would basically mean that in the 58 years they're together, they would need to have sex twice a week until they die, which obviously, when they're younger, they'd be doing it more than they're later. But that's what it came out to.
Or not. Maybe,
or not.
Maybe they did it differently than...
Who knows?
You know?
Who knows?
Good.
So
great.
That is the movie.
If, whatever. Good for them.
Dude, Brett was like, pause it. Do the math right now. We're trying to figure out. He's like, well, when they're younger, they would be doing it a lot more. So, and I'm like, well, just baseline.
If they're long distance, though.
Right. So, there's a lot to take in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of numbers. I mean, I don't know why we're statistically trying to figure out how often they...
It's what Oliver would have done.
Right, exactly.
So, where to start? Okay. So, I said earlier that I was not a fan of the couple. I think they're fine together. I tried to get into the mindset of being 22, and I was like, I just don't know. The whole situation would never happen to me ever. Because, so first of all, I would never be late to my plane. I'm 4 hours early.
Yeah.
Let's say I was late. My phone will be fully charged. Let's say it was dead. I would not go to a charging booth that was full because I don't want to possibly talk to people. So I would not have had this encounter with Oliver. But if I did and he offered me his charger, I would maybe take it if it was low on battery. And then if he was like, do you want to grab food together? I would say no, because I don't know this man. And I don't care that you have a British accent. Because one of the first things he said is, I'm a Yale student. And that immediately would have been a turnoff for me, even though he was just, I don't know, saying whatever. But it was just a weird thing to say also. Yeah. So it just, for me, was just not it. But
I will say, in a reversal of roles, because I was thinking about this as I was preparing my dinner tonight. I was like, this is very Piscean of me to choose this movie because it's giving Pisces in every way. I will say, well, first, my question for you is, what are your thoughts on Love at First Sight?
It was okay. The idea of love at first sight.
Not
okay.
The movie, the idea.
I don't believe in love at first sight, but I believe in love at first interaction. I feel like you can definitely feel like a strong chemistry and feeling with someone, with just interacting with them even one time. I think love at first sight is just a strong physical attraction. So I don't know if that fully counts, but you can definitely, feel that. But yeah. And they didn't even fall in love at first sight.
No, but I think that it's also this idea, love at first sight is this idea of being in a place and being drawn to a person. So maybe it wasn't sparkles going off, fireworks shooting.
Yeah.
But they were drawn. They did see each other, and then there was a connection that they both wanted to pursue. I think that for me, I don't think anything is you can immediately love someone just looking at them.
Yeah.
Because I think love is a deep connection that's built over lots of time together and understanding. But I do believe in connection at first sight, and that's.
I don't even know if they had a connection though. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like Hadley didn't want to talk to him at first.
Yeah.
And so I feel like at that point, it's like she didn't seem that interested. And then he was like, oh, let's get dinner. And she was like, okay, sure. I was like, why?
Yeah. Yeah, they could have played up her kind of checking him out a little bit or something.
Yeah. I think
To
they had
that
a lot
extent.
better. Yeah. They had better connection on the plane. I think like,
Yeah.
you know, when they were talking to each other on the plane and then they had a almost first kiss in front of the bathroom,
Yeah.
which is really
Yeah.
gross. That was my deleted scene. I was like, why of all
Dude.
places
Yeah.
would their
okay,
first
fine, that
almost
is-
kiss be in front
Yeah.
of a
Yeah. The
airplane
bathroom part was
bathroom?
not great. But I will say, I think that if the roles were reversed for me, I'm young, I'm 22, I'm single.
Yeah.
I sit next to a British guy. I would be like, yeah, I'll go.
I
eat
mean,
with you.
sitting next to him, if you're forced to, you know, on the
If
plane.
you're forced to, no, I am telling you that who I am as a person, I would have been like,
I think I would have had to talk to him a little bit more. The conversation was literally like, oh, you're American? You're
Yeah.
from London? Yeah, I'm a student here at Yale. And she's like, oh, interesting. And he's like,
hey, Demi,
wanna
have
get
you
dinner?
watched movies? You know how
No.
movies work?
No.
Yes.
This interaction could have been
everything
better.
is-
I know, but for me,
Huh.
it was there were some weird moments in this movie where it just felt too like, they were just cutting too quickly.
Mhm.
Um,
Fine. I mean, you're welcome to feel that way.
I mean, you know, it was fine.
Yeah.
I also hate when people constantly talk in sarcasm. And when they were
Did they
talking
do
to each
that?
other at the table, yes, everything I forget she would say, but their whole dialogue back and forth was just sarcastic, but flirty sarcasm.
Yeah.
And I just hated it. I'm like, just talk like people. And I know it's
yeah,
like
but I feel like that's 30-year-old Demi
No.
speaking.
no.
I don't know.
I know.
I feel like
I'm trying not to be old, but I'm
because
like,
I'm not saying that that's how I would talk now,
mhm.
but I feel like early 20s, the angst and the, you know,
Yeah, I just think I don't pick up sarcasm as well. So I
Mhm.
personally am like, I hate when people do that.
are
because I'm
you
just
not a
like,
sarcastic? You never make sarcastic comments?
No, I do, but it's like when they were sarcastic flirting where it's constant, the only thing they said to each other was sarcasm for
Huh.
almost all
I feel
the
like
dinner.
I need to rewatch this now.
And I was just like, oh my God, it was just annoying for me.
Huh.
But
Okay, now I genuinely feel like I need to rewatch it with that mindset because I did not take that away from it.
yeah, I think it was just like when they were having dinner at the airport.
No, I think it's interesting. I just it didn't even register for me.
Yeah. I don't know. It just could be me though.
Yeah.
You know, I can be sarcastic or whatever, but I
Yeah.
also don't always pick up sarcasm. I'm sure you've noticed that from me.
Yeah.
So-
yes. Fair enough.
yeah, so I'm just like, ugh, I hate that constant sarcasm
Yeah.
dialogue.
No, I
Um,
totally get it. I also watched it 2 weeks ago and not this past week, so maybe part of me is forgetting stuff. But I think I think the introductory part of the romance stuff isn't always. I am very forgiving in a romance movie. I think.
I feel like it's so important. I mean, it's the meet cute, you know? The meet
Uh-huh.
cute's so important. And I feel like I just didn't get that from them. For a movie called Love at First Sight, I was expecting a scene like the Love at First Sight scene in Romeo and Juliet or West Side,
Okay.
you know, where it's like that, you know,
Connection, the
you could
grab.
almost believe Love at
Yeah.
First Sight is a real thing. That's what I was picturing.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't really get that. But
Okay.
the Fate, the narrator, I had a love and hate with it because I didn't hate it. I thought it was like kind of a fun, quirky little
Yeah.
thing. But there was one thing she said, and Brett was like, "That's not how fate works."
Okay, tell me.
This was at the wedding, and she says, "Fate can only be fate if you decide it to be." And I was like, no.
I
But
mean,
basic-
I get what she's trying to say, which is that if you don't believe in fate, then it's never going to happen because you're never going to find that serendipitous moment.
right.
I think is what that means.
Yeah, because this was when she heard about the memorial and kind of put two and two together and then made the decision to go grab the bus. And then she made that comment, the narrator.
Huh.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. But no, I think I like the actress. I think it was fun, but I also was, I don't know. At first I was not really liking it. I was like, oh, it's quirky.
Yeah, at first it was a little much for me, and it did grow on me by the end.
It did. I think the movie for me got better somehow, unfortunately, by the time we reached the memorial scene, which is really unfortunate because I was like, man, I don't know if I'm really liking this movie.
Yeah.
And then we got to that part and I was like, so
Yeah.
basically the mother is obsessed with Shakespeare and she has everyone dress up as Shakespeare characters and do monologues and songs, and it's just a memorial for her, but she's still living. And it's really sweet idea.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me. I could never
Oh,
go to a live. Please.
If it was for me, you wouldn't do it.
Oh, it would be so devastating. It would be it would be worse. It'd be worse than if you were dead.
Sorry.
Don't do it.
I don't know why.
My little heart can't take it.
I don't know because I thought it was so beautiful. Like I thought
it was
such
a really nice
thing.
No, it was really nice and it was different. I was like, oh, that's really interesting. But
like
it's
it feels like
devastating.
something I would do because everyone was in costume, and that's something I would definitely make everyone do.
I would definitely do a costume funeral, but
you want to be dead already?
Yes. Yeah.
What's the fun in that?
I'm out. I'm out.
I don't know. I think it would be me as a person who has such anxiety around health related things. I think it would probably be a bad idea to do a living memorial because I would just be too upset. But I think it's
everyone saying goodbye to you, and it is really nice. It was really nice, and I almost shed a tear.
Almost. What kind of steel eyeballs? Bro.
It almost got me, Megan. It almost got me.
I was multiple times crying. Multiple times. Wow. Have you cried at all in any of the movies I gave you? You haven't.
About time I cried.
Okay.
Good. That made me cry. that one hurt.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like there was another one that made me tear up too.
I haven't given you a lot of sad ones.
No, and a lot of them were more like just emotional, Yeah. I mean, both of them. About time it was the father and him really living a moment together again, which was really upsetting to watch. Yeah. But it's stuff like that where it's like, oh, it's sad, but there wasn't something devastatingly awful.
Yeah.
You haven't given me something like that yet, so.
Yeah, because I have personally not been
Mountain
available.
was sad. I didn't cry though, because I was just like, there was a lot in that movie.
There was a little. I mean, we don't have to reevaluate the movie.
I don't want to go back into that.
I also gave you A Star Is Born, which is sad.
Oh,
I don't think you cried, but that was sad.
I didn't. No.
All right,
I have to have a connection.
So this one got you a little in the feels, but not enough to shed a single solitary tear. Got it.
No. But it was
Such
nice.
Different people sometimes.
And I feel bad for Oliver because at this point I was like, Oliver kind of sucks. I don't like his character. And then
what?
I know. I didn't like. I don't know. He was weird to me. He was weird.
What?
I didn't like all the math stuff, and there was something about him that I just didn't like. And then I felt bad thinking about that. When we got to the memorial scene, I was like, oh, he's going through it. But I figured out
when they were dying.
I know. When they were on the plane, I figured he was going to his mom's fucking funeral.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I feel kind of bad now.
Yeah.
But I didn't hate Oliver by the end. I thought he was decent.
Do all main characters have to be your type for you to like them?
No. Okay, here are the things I don't like about Oliver.
Okay, you made a list.
One, I don't find him attractive at all.
Really? Okay.
He is not attractive to me. I could see him being attractive to some people, but
Dude, the way you just said that, I could see him being attractive to some people.
I won't go too much into his looks. Just for me, it's not for me.
Okay,
he likes being at the airport. Red flag. He loves birds.
Okay.
His favorite animals are birds. Red flag.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a red flag. I will say that was a red flag. I was like, ooh, ew. That doesn't make any sense.
Him openly admitting that he goes to Yale. Red flag. Those three things alone, I was like, this is not the man for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate that he's a mama's boy and that he was devastated about his mommy.
He got dressed up.
I was, yeah. And I was like, it's upsetting that because he was upset that she didn't want to get treatment. But I also totally understand her point of view of not wanting to get treatment because then she's going to be sick and die anyway. And it's like, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
If I'm only going to get a few months more. And so obviously that's very hard on your children who want more time with you. But
yeah,
I totally get her point of view. So I felt really sad for him. And he's just really going through it. And then Hadley shows up and she's like, you always do this with numbers. You always do statistics and shit. And then he got upset. And I could kind of see it. I think he could have been a little nicer to her. Because then he tries to kiss her at that moment too, and it was a very like, bro. But I think he was all mixed up in his feelings.
Yes, I get both of the perspectives. Her, I feel like she was putting up boundaries where she was looking for some real talk, which I think is fair, and he was trying to cope with his feelings by not coping with his feelings.
Yeah,
and so I understand both perspectives of it because it's part
to
of
be
it
fair, they only met on the plane. They were sitting together for like 7 hours. You know, that's a long time to be chatting with someone.
Yeah,
but you know, I could see his point of view of being, you know, I didn't say everything to you because we just met on a plane. I had a lot going on. And he didn't want to spill his beans like that. Right. So I get that. Like you said, it was just conflicting, and I don't really blame either of them. Mm-hmm. We can talk about Hadley a little bit.
I love her hair.
It was cute. Yeah, it was very cute. She had great eyebrows, even though I really wanted to like just pluck a little bit at the end. But they were fantastic eyebrows. They were like just so pretty and filled. Oh my God, I wish I had natural eyebrows like that.
I know.
But no, I think as a character, she's fine. She was okay. I don't know.
That's it. That's all you can say. She was fine.
I don't know if I liked her either. Oh, I really don't know. I think she was... The thing is, I'm trying to get into the mindset. I'm trying to get a mindset of someone that's in their early 20s who went through a divorce, right? A parent's divorce. Mm-hmm. And I just think that because what was the time since the dad left, divorced mom?
I mean, they don't really go over it, but she was definitely older. She was either...
I thought it was like a year or two.
Yeah, it was very recent. Yeah.
So... You know, this is a lot for her to take in, but I think I don't want to say she's mean because the dad moved on a little quickly. I'm going to say that.
There are things that she did that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
But I'm also a mature adult at this point in time where I have more of a handle on my feelings. So.
Right. And that's why I feel like she, you know, on the wedding day is like, why'd you divorce mom? Why'd you give up on us? And I feel like that's very immature and just one-sided to say to your dad, but also, you know, she is early 20s, but
yes,
I didn't
like that she left the wedding. I didn't like that she called her dad on his wedding day to come pick her up. I get it. I totally understand it. It's not who I am as a person.
Yeah, there was just a lot that she just didn't care, and I just feel bad. I feel like the dad really loves her, and even though it didn't work out with the mom, it seemed like it was already not working when they brought it up that he was going to go for a semester in the UK. The parents kind of looked at each other before saying that, you know, the mother and daughter weren't going to go with him. So I feel like their divorce has already been sealed by
Yeah.
that point. And I don't know if maybe the mom didn't really talk to her about it,
Yeah.
but it fucking happens sometimes, and it's
yeah.
what it
There was
is.
definitely some miscommunication in the family. They weren't
Right.
like openly discussing that,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
isn't good. You don't want to overshare, but it is important
Yeah.
to make feelings known.
And she's an adult.
Right.
She could handle it. You can be open with her, and I think it'd just be better for both the mom and the dad to just really communicate with her. So yeah, I think she just had a lot of, she just wasn't communicating, even though she was asking for some realness from Oliver.
Yeah.
I feel like she had some issues there herself, but
Yeah, that's fair. I loved her dress that she wore for the wedding. She kept joking. She said, like, oh, the dress is, you didn't like it? Dude.
Megan, that's a dress you
Debbie!
wear in middle school.
I thought it was cute.
No.
And the shoes, too. I genuinely
The shoes were
liked
cute.
it.
The shoes were very cute. I love those shoes. The heels, the platform
Yes.
heels, they were very
Yeah.
cute.
I genuinely liked the dress.
I think
It
the
was like
dress
a-
made her look 10 years old. It was
I
it was
a
not
big
cute.
poofy tulle skirt. Oh, I
I
liked
love
it.
a tulle skirt, but it was the thick, round collar, high collar, thick strap, sleeveless, and it just the way it sit on her waist, it just was not flattering. I just thought it looked really bad on her.
Oh my god!
I did not like
we
the dress.
we could not disagree more on this movie, except for the shoes. Apparently,
Yeah, the shoes we can agree on.
this it's been a while since we had such disparate views
I know.
on a film, so I guess we were
know.
due.
Yes.
I'm really. I thought we were gonna agree on that. Okay, whatever.
No, I love the wedding dress.
The wedding dress was pretty.
The wedding dress.
The wedding
was really
vibes
nice.
were good. I felt like
I
every
did
like
like
the
that, too.
stylization and the memorial, all of the outfits
Yeah.
and everything that people wore. It was all on point.
The outfit, yeah. The costumes there were like really cool. I really liked that whole scene. And the wedding, I did like the venue was really cool. It
Yeah.
was very like deco art. I don't know. It was, and then
Yeah.
everyone's very colorful. And because they were dancing towards the end, they're dancing to Radio Star, right?
Yeah, yes. I think so.
And I was like, I wish our wedding was this lame. Which was mean. I was like, they're having fun. It's actually a very pretty wedding.
Oh my god.
But Brett was like, really? But even when I asked him at the end what he thought, he was like, it wasn't bad. And I'm like, the whole time he's ripping it up.
Because that's Brett. Brett's gonna
I
rip
know.
everything to shreds.
I know. He just has to. Has to be
Right.
dramatic.
No.
I'm trying to see if there was anything else I wanted to point out. That was it. I don't know if you had any more details, but
So I have a couple of things, not a lot, but I wanted to reference some things I saw in certain articles. All right. So first, apparently originally this was going to be made in 2014, as with all things in Hollywood. They start
Wow.
off way earlier. And Haley Steinfeld was cast to play the lead.
okay.
You're familiar with her?
Yeah.
Did you see her in Dickinson?
No.
Oh, that's good. I really liked
Dickinson?
that show. I recommend that one as well.
'Cause
That was
she's,
more of a drama, historical drama.
Okay.
She's in, I think, The Edge of 17.
Hawkeye. Isn't she in the Hawkeye show?
Oh, I haven't watched the Hawkeye show.
What?
I
That's like the
know.
only good one.
Is it? Well, there's just been too many misses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't fucking blame you.
Yeah.
But she was very good in Hawkeye. I want to say that was her.
The interesting thing is that her co-star was Haley Lou Richardson, who ended up playing the role in the end. So I think that's pretty
Interesting.
cool.
Okay. Interesting.
The Daily Mail did an article, which feels like it's probably not great, but they did reference some studies done.
Oh.
Author Dr. Sheer Atzel said that a study showed that within 2 minutes into a date, physiological synchrony is predictive of romantic interest, which
See? Love at first.
interaction. Yes. But within 2 minutes, so I mean, it could be instantaneously to 2 minutes.
It could be. I think
could be.
I could believe like a hello, like nice to meet you type of, even something
Sure.
as early as that. I don't know. Sometimes you just feel
Yeah.
connected to people.
Well,
but-
I think that I am biased because I felt a connection the minute I saw Travis, and I was like,
Yeah.
I had sparkles in my vision, and I was like, this is a special person. And I think we had probably had interactions before then, but neither of us were single at the time.
Mhm.
And so by the time we met each other for the first time as single adults, I was infatuated.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Immediately.
you can definitely see someone and feel like, oh wow, this is.
Mhm.
I for me, it's just attraction based because
Yes.
you don't. I mean, you can know
Well,
something
yes.
about this person, but if you've never seen this person, you never knew anything about this person, and you see him for the first time, then yeah, you can definitely have a strong physical attraction. But
Yes.
I
Well,
wouldn't
yeah,
call
it's
it
not
love.
love. No,
Yeah.
it's never love. I mean, it's never going to be love. You can't look
Yeah.
at someone and fall in love with them.
Right.
If you did, then the world would fall apart. There would be it would make no sense. But I think that there is attraction and connection at first sight. Anyway, a survey done by elite singles
Oh.
showed that, and I'm going to see if you can guess.
Okay.
Between men and women, one of this group believed in love at first sight 72%, and the other was 61%. Who do you think
Men
is
is the
which?
higher.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, 'cause
Men-
they're dumb bitches. Because it's attraction. I'm telling you, it is attraction
Mm-hmm.
based. They can say they fall in love at first sight because they see a woman with a fat ass. And they're like, oh, I'm in
Mhm.
love. That's how men
Mhm.
think.
I mean, you know what? I don't know, maybe.
Hey, a good ass is a good ass, but
Oh, God.
that's pretty high though. So you said 60
61% of women.
to 70.
But I feel like mine is a caveated. I don't know that I believe in love at first sight, but I believe in something close to it.
Yeah, I definitely believe in something close. Like if I was
Yeah.
in a fucking fairy tale, then yeah, love at first sight. I'm a
Yeah.
thing. But it's real
Yes.
life, so
Fine, boring. Okay.
it's very
So-
boring.
The writer said, quote, I try to take potentially very cheesy ideas and then write them in the least cheesy way possible. And I think that is also the tone of the film.
Okay.
I wonder if you agree with that, because I did. And then I was like, Demi's going to say, no, it was so cheesy.
No, I could. You know what? That's a good way to put it because it felt cheesy, but it wasn't. It
Mhm.
felt like they were being quirky and fun with it, but it wasn't a full cheese. So I agree with that. I could see that. I was trying to think of what the tone of the movie was, and that's exactly what it was, where it had cheesy ideas, but it was done
Yes. Well,
not as cheesily. So.
yes. The writer of the book said that she's never personally experienced love at first sight. She believes in connection at first sight. And that's basically kind of what I said.
Mhm.
And then the director said, quote, love feels like so much more of a journey to me and something that involves a stripping away of masks and living through life with somebody, chipping away at actually finding the heart. I think it's time and experience that gives you that, in my opinion. So she was basically saying that it takes more time to have real love. This was by Today, an article by Today. I just wanted to cite my sources. That's all. That's all the fun facts I had. There really wasn't a lot of information. It's newer. It's a Netflix movie. It's not
Yeah.
artsy. It has some things. I don't know if you noticed there were title slides that kept coming up. I think they were referencing chapters in the book is what my assumption is, or
Gotcha.
Shakespeare. I wasn't sure which one it was.
Yeah. You keep giving me these Shakespeare related
I love
romance.
Shakespeare, so
Romance and Shakespeare go hand in hand.
they
So
definitely do. What else do you have to tell me? You told me your deleted scene. It's the kiss
Yeah.
in front of the toilets. Fine. Fine.
Well, what would your deleted scene be? That's a good deleted scene.
I mean,
I would rather them have an almost kiss anywhere else.
Yes. I mean, yes. The almost kiss itself was great. The fact that it was in front of a toilet, not so great. I'm trying to think of what else could be deleted.
I really thought they were gonna do
I-
it in the bathroom, and
That
then I
would've been-
remembered what the rating was, and I was like, oh my god, are you gonna do it? And I was like, oh wait, no, I didn't see sexual content.
Yeah.
That would have been
God.
crazy.
I will say my deleted scene would be when she sold her shoes to get sneakers.
Oh, yeah. She kind of had to, though. Those blisters
I mean, I
were
get
rough.
it. I get it.
I would have
but
kept the shoes. I would have walked
I
on
would have.
foot.
Yeah. She did after a point. At that point, you already walked all over the streets in your bare feet.
Keep the cute shoes. But
Yeah,
she didn't
and-
look like that type of girly.
And I hated sneakers. I hate sneakers in a dress. So
Yeah.
that I really.
And they
'cause
weren't
it's not-
cute. They weren't cute sneakers.
No,
Like,
that's the thing. It's if it was adorable high tops,
maybe.
fine
With the
fine.
dress, maybe, because it was
It was
you
a
know.
kind of dress you could pull
Yeah.
that off with. It's not a gown. If it was a ball gown, there's no
Right.
excuse. No excuse. But with the type of dress she was wearing, she could have pulled it off, but they were those hideous old person sneakers.
Yes.
They were like New Balances for preteens. It was
Yeah.
not good.
And I love New Balance, but that's
Yeah.
exactly what they looked like.
Yeah. It was upsetting.
My most memorable scene was when we saw that the mom is still alive, even though
Yeah.
the memorial's happening for her. So I was shooketh. I was like, oh my god.
I was too. I wasn't
and then I was
expecting
upset.
that.
So
Yeah, sorry.
love interest. I said I would pass on both of them.
Lame.
Not for me. Side
Whatever.
characters, I couldn't think of a side character to put, but I also couldn't think of a side
Fate.
character I would smash, except maybe the narrator.
Fate. Yeah.
So
The narrator, or I wouldn't have given the brother as side character or dad as side character because they weren't
Yeah.
really in it enough. Although I do feel like the dad was a decent dad. He seemed like very loving and kind.
yeah,
The brother was a goofy guy, but
yeah. The brother lived in a van. I didn't really like that.
yeah, I mean,
And,
he's eccentric, you know?
Yeah, the dad is a good dad. The mom,
Yeah.
she was a babe and a half.
Stepmom.
Yeah,
thank
stepmom,
you.
stepmom.
Yeah.
You're right. How likely to fall in love? I said 2. I just don't think I
Oh,
would have.
Wow.
I would have given up, dude. If he put his phone number in my phone and it cracked and I lost it, I would have never seen this man again. There's no way. Maybe if they were family friends, it seemed like there were, some connection. But I would have never found this guy again. And I would not have jumped on a bus in a city I don't know, to a location I don't know, to a memorial of all things. It just would not, it would not happen. So,
Oh, God.
would I recommend? I said no. I wouldn't recommend to another non-romance fan.
Yes. Would you recommend it to a romance fan?
Yeah, I would recommend it to a romance
Okay.
fan.
All right.
I think romance fans would enjoy it. It's cutesy.
Okay.
I give it a 3.
Mhm.
know, It was
Fine. Very
It was
middle
fine.
of the road of you.
Middle of the road.
Fine. Whatever. Ah.
It was
Whatever.
fine.
Well, your opinions are wrong, but it's fine. I'll forgive you. I really enjoyed this movie. I think it was a nice combination of those elements that I enjoy in a movie. It felt not overly cheesy, which is really good. When it's too cheesy, it's feels like a guilty pleasure movie, and it doesn't feel like, oh, this is actually a movie that I could recommend. So I liked it in that element.
I feel like cheesy only works in books. Or
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
watching
Because-
it is
yeah.
rough.
It can be cringy when it's not done
Yeah.
well.
Exactly.
And when you're in a book, you're just immersed in that world, and
Right.
there's so much more time spent. And I think you can get a little cheese and have it be
Yeah.
diluted, and it's not like,
Yeah.
cringy.
Exactly.
I liked the costumes. I liked the whole cinematography of it. I just think that it was made well. It seemed well done. It wasn't a cheap sort of Hallmark style movie.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't the most. I don't really know anything.
It
about
had
the
nice
budget.
music.
Yeah.
It was bumping,
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked good. It definitely higher quality than Hallmark.
Right. It surprised me in multiple ways. There were a lot of things that happened I wasn't expecting, and I enjoy to be surprised. I feel like I'm at this point in my life where romances don't really surprise me very often. And so the fact that there were aspects, I usually wouldn't recommend a movie that had a sad element in it, but I found that very beautiful how that came through. So I enjoyed it a lot, but I was not anticipating a high review from you
Mm-hmm.
I think I had hoped for 3.5 more, but it, you know, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some.
I can see why you enjoy
I can
this
see
because
why
it is a little
you
different.
enjoyed it,
Because you watch so much romance, so it is diluted.
Yes.
It's like the same with me. I watch so much horror.
Yeah.
It's nice to have something that's a little different, and you're like, oh, this is cool. I wasn't expecting this, so I definitely get that point of view. So I have not watched a lot of romance, so this is just for me. It's fine, you know.
Fair, I guess. I suppose I'll allow it.
Yeah. So,
Well,
are you ready for your next movie?
Yeah, I'm nervous. Again, every year, every week I'm very nervous.
Don't be nervous. This is good. This is good for your culture.
Oh, you told me that this is going to be a cultural one. Okay. I am
You want to guess what it is?
Give me a second. Give me a second to look something. Let me look up a list of most important movies you need to watch.
Oh.
No. Just most important
in general?
movies. Yeah, important.
It's going to be like The Godfather.
111 movies you need to see in your lifetime. Let's see. The number 1, The Godfather.
I told you. It's good.
Yes.
It's good. But yeah, that movie's always on the fucking list.
Always up at the top is Citizen Kane, which I've never seen. Have you seen that one?
There are some old movies I just don't give a fuck about. I try watching some and I'm like, this shit sucks. Not calling out Citizen Kane specifically, but
I've seen Psycho, which I don't think that you're giving me Psycho. I think
it's
you
not
know
Psycho, no.
Psycho.
But Psycho's good.
It is good. I've seen Jaws. You know I've seen Jaws, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. If you've not seen Jaws, that'd be offensive.
The Shining.
It is The Shining.
It is! Oh my god!
It is The Shining.
Okay. I'm gonna meet the twins.
Yeah, this is an important movie for you.
Is this the one with the blood hallway too?
Yeah. There's a lot to this movie. You've probably seen countless movies, with reference to this movie. So many movies reference this.
All right.
So, yeah, I'll give you a quick summary of it. So,
I think I can give a summary of it. Wait, this is what I think happens.
Yeah, tell me what you think the movie is about.
This is what I think the movie's about. A reporter goes to, you're nodding, so I feel very excited about my ability, goes to cover a story and stays at a hotel, and it turns out the hotel is haunted, and he gets really scared by all of the things in the hotel.
Wow.
Was I so good?
That was really good. Let me tell you what it's actually about. Okay. There's no reporter.
Oh, darn it. You nodded, and I was like, yeah, I'm amazing.
I was tempted to just let you think that's what it was about.
Yeah.
No. So it's about a man named Jack Torrance. He gets a job.
There's a man. Okay.
There's a man. He gets a job to become the winter caretaker.
Oh, yes. Wait, because I did play the board game.
Yes. You did play the board game.
Wait. It's a movie about a man who's a winter caretaker of a hotel, and he gets snowed in with 5 guests. Okay, never mind. You keep going. I don't know why I'm determined to guess. Okay, he's the winter caretaker. You've got it.
At this hotel, he goes with his wife and son named Danny. The son has an interesting ability called the Shining, where he can see premonitions and dead people.
Ooh.
And at this hotel, Jack is trying to get over his writer's block and write his book. Meanwhile, Danny
Close to reporter. Okay.
Meanwhile, the rest of the family is slowly getting terrorized by the dark history of the hotel and the ghostly inhabitants that lie there. So that is the movie in a gist.
Okay.
It's a gist of it.
Very different from what I thought, both iterations.
Very different. I really wonder how you will like this movie. I still think it's pretty creepy. It's not very scary, I don't think, but it's definitely creepy. I still think it's very well done. There's a lot to talk about. We're probably going to have a long discussion because there are so many theories about everything in this movie. So definitely write some notes on things that you think matter or metaphors or symbols. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. So
All right.
whether you like it or not, cultured. You can say
Okay.
you've seen The Shining.
All right. Great. Well, there we go. I'm going to make Travis watch it with me. So he can
It's a
hold
fun
my
watch
hand.
with someone.
Yeah. He hasn't been joining me on most of at least the full viewing of these scary movies, because he is not a scary movie person either. So
Yeah. It was made in 1980, so it's an older
yeah,
one.
it's definitely, I know it's like a little gimmicky. When I've seen the Ocean of Blood gif,
Yeah.
it's always
You've
like,
definitely
alright.
seen some memes.
Yeah.
Especially
Okay.
of the main character, Jack Torrance.
Yeah.
Because Jack Nicholson is just a character,
Yeah.
man.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you, Demi, for your choice. I always like an old one. They do feel less horrible.
Yeah.
This has been How Do You Watch This? We are on Instagram, How Do You Watch This? TikTok, How Do You Watch? Gmail, How Do You Watch This at gmail.com. We're coming to a point where eventually we'll do video, maybe. Lately, we've been fully virtual, so
Yeah.
that feels a little far away, but you never know.
Just get better webcams too.
Yeah, that's fair. And clean up my background, so it's
Yeah,
not
I have-
messy.
I have no good background to film
No.
with.
No. Mm-mm. Put like the green screen behind
Yeah.
me. And
You know what?
make
Green
look
screen it.
funky. Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
All right. Well, thank you and goodbye.
We will see you next week.